Alright guys, welcome back to Valorant News. Loads of updates today around the Valorant world with Cloud9, Jack Etienne responding to the rumours around their lack of financial stability, Sentinels Marv becoming closer to a reality, but also TenZ winning Gamer of the Year at the Streamer Awards last night, to certainly some interesting reactions. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you are new, I would greatly appreciate it. Now first of all, the rumours emerging that could well be true, that indeed Turtle Troop have been signed by XQC's organisation, whatever it's going to turn out to be. We know that over the last few days, Ludwig and Moist Moguls picked up the breakthrough team. Of course, they're in Group A. Turtle Troop also in Group A, and rumor has it that XQC, whatever he's going to call his organization, is going to arrive here. And apparently, they've signed the contracts based on what we saw just yesterday. So, pretty interesting stuff. Hopefully, that goes in a good way. But also, speaking of organizations and signing contracts, we have to discuss Jack Etienne and Cloud9. So, Cloud9 Jack confirms on Twitter yesterday. Well, not necessarily confirms, but he says on Twitter yesterday, we're in a great place financially, and I aim to keep it that way by controlling costs in a time where sponsorships are tight. I am planning for the long term. So I think this is a good statement, I think, here from Jack on Reddit, because at the end of the day, they're not going to come out and say, yeah, we're struggling right now, we've got no cash. That's not looking good for their organization, not looking good for their investors, and you know, obviously they're not going to just come up publicly and say that. So he says they're in a great place financially. Whether you believe that or not, that's up for debate, right? Because we know that realistically, Ye has been let go because of money, and you know, we think it's the same story for Vanity, not exactly sure. And I think this also confirms here from Jack that, you know, I aim to keep it that way by controlling cost. So basically confirming that indeed, you know, while they might be in a great place financially, he's trying to keep it that way, or maybe create a situation where that can still be the case in the medium to long term by cutting costs on the Valorant side, because they get their stipend from Riot, and of course they want to toe the line in a way of being a good enough partner and actually being competitive enough that Riot want to keep them around as a partner, but they also want to ensure they're not paying obscene amounts of money to pay Ye every single month, which seemingly they were. So they messed up big time getting Ye, it seems, based on this, and we don't know where Ye's going to go next. Big questions over that, but and also who their replacements are going to be. We still don't really know that at the present time, but he does kind of confirm he's looking to control costs at a time where sponsorships are tight, which is very true. A lot of esports organizations are struggling right now for many reasons. I'm planning for the long term, he says, but it does pretty much add fuel to the fire to the idea that some of these changes have been related to money rather than role issues, as you know, Cloud9 might have wanted us to believe at the time. Also though, last night the streamer awards were going down. Thought it was nice to see Kaide won the best Valorant streamer of the year. I thought that was just a great story with everything that's going on with her life at the moment. But also TenZ, he won Gamer of the Year, and this was quite funny just to see Zom's reaction to this, because like, okay, you can say TenZ deserves. I think a lot of the time this is voted in large part by the fans, right? So it's not exactly a massive surprise that TenZ gets the W here. It's still a nice story to see, and I thought it was pretty funny because he was up against Tarek and Timmy and Asu as well, and Tarek, as Zoms pointed out, was not even watching. He wasn't there in attendance, he wasn't even watching the broadcast. The guy was just straight up playing Valorant at the time. So look, if there was a best gamer of the year, you're probably going to give it to Tarek, because this guy was still gaming while the award was getting given out. And some people would say that Tarek has been robbed here, right, because he's played the game at a high level, done an awful lot for Valorant over the last season or so with the watch parties and everything that have come into effect, but also playing at a high level. The Pro City that Tarek introduced was fantastic as well. So Tarek's done a lot. I think he probably deserves some recognition, but at the end of the day, right, it's you know, it's TenZ. He's got the fan base. They gave him the votes, and Tarek unfortunately fell short. Some would say he was robbed, but you know, regardless, I thought it was a nice story on all fronts.
Wake up, bro.
And the winner of the Gamer of the Year is
TenZ!
I should have not worn gloves.
You think it's TenZ because he went?
Yes, yes. Otherwise, Tarek said he would have won. That is.
Oh my god! Yo, it's Tarek. Yo.
Why is he so sad? He looks so sad.
Oh shit, what up? Oh shit.
I told you it was gonna be tense.
It's okay, it's okay. I have fun.
Oh wow, I'm nervous right now.
Got flash
Yeah, I didn't prepare anything. I'm probably the least prepared
Got
person
flash
to
three,
just come up on the stage.
Ramping 20
I would
feet.
just
Nice.
like to thank my lovely fiance.
Rip
Heidi.
Everyone's saying
Bozo
the same
debated.
thing.
I love you so much. And yeah.
Bro, what are you doing?
Thank
Watch the
I'm
thing.
watching
I
Tarek.
appreciate it a
Oh,
lot.
shit.
Watch the interview, bro.
Oh, it's over. Huh?
Really bad.
Yeah, I didn't even get to see it, bro.
Who cares? Peer interview.
What?
Is everybody
You
ready
guys,
for the
this is
last
your guys'
award?
fault, dude. It's all our faults.
Obviously a bit of a weird award in general because Gamer of the Year, like, you know, if you're considering it to be the player performance of the year, then obviously there were many individual players that played at a higher level than TenZ over this past season. Now, 2021, I think you can make a good case of Reykjavik performance and others, but, you know, for 2022, it's maybe not quite so clear-cut, especially if you're looking at Valorant, then there's other players you could consider. Maybe this is effectively the North American Valorant Streamer Gamer of the Year awards or whatever. You know, at the end of the day, it's a fan-voted thing, so there's always going to be some controversy over this type of stuff, but I thought it was pretty nice regardless, and I know that Tarek fans weren't necessarily so happy, but whatever, I suppose there's always next year. Now, speaking of TenZ and Kaide and Marvd, of course, they've had their dramas over the last couple of years, but we could have a situation soon where Marvd indeed is going to be part of Sentinels, the same organization as TenZ. He confirms it, red or red. So Cloud9 is clearly not an opportunity. Maybe 100 Thieves, right? I guess we'll have to wait and see, but I doubt they're going to be changing anything. They had a pretty good run this tournament. 100 Thieves, Banger's a phenomenal player, and Marvd is going to go somewhere, but it's not going to be C9. It's not going to be 100 Thieves. It's more than likely going to be Sentinels right now, because still no update on the Sick situation. I've been checking social medias. I've been trying to figure out what's going on with Sick, but he's still not tweeted in about a week or so's time now, so I don't know whether he's still detained or exactly what's going on with Sick, or whether they've just straight up said, look, social media, like, it's time to go for a little bit of time so Sick can, you know, get back in the right space. But clearly, from what we saw from Rob Moore the other day, CEO of Sentinels, that Sick is not going to be, you know, he's effectively suspended, and for understandable reasons, from being the substitute player for the Sentinels roster, and therefore they need a new sixth man of the team. Marvd is probably the perfect man to come through. Now, whether Marvd is eyeing up here the possibility of a starting team spot at some point or another, because every day now Marvd is hinting more and more that joining Sentinels is going to happen at some point soon, and as and when it does, if Sentinels underperform, then surely Marvd is going to be their first port of call in terms of making changes from the bench, because obviously the Brazilian thing, it's worked out in part, and look, they lost in the first round in Sao Paulo, but the team they lost to were the eventual champions in Fnatic, so you really don't know how good Sentinels actually were, because Fnatic were destroying many teams during that tournament. I mean, they 3-0'd Na'Vi. That was a close series, but nonetheless, Na'Vi to me are still an S-tier team, pretty much an S-tier, I would say they're an S-tier team in Valorant. You guys might disagree, put them A, but to me, Na'Vi are right up there, and they, you know, they got 3-0'd by Fnatic in the same way that Sentinels got 2-0'd. So, you know, difficult to say. Sentinels didn't lose a map the entire tourney until they got to the grand finals. So that's where you don't really know how good Sentinels are, but of course they will need a substitute player regardless, and I guess that Marvd makes a lot of sense in that category, given the current set of circumstances. But if he does join, I think there's a reasonable chance that Marvd gets on the starting team there at some point or another. And also, the Ye question is still very much up in the air at the moment, because, okay, people said maybe they could drop Ardis for Ye over at the NRG side. I don't imagine that's going to happen, but still, Ye and Marvd, pretty much the most sought after free agents on the market right now. Marvd is getting signed. Where's Ye going to go? That's a big question. Now, I did want to mention Ardis' thoughts on Sentinels, just because we have seen over the last couple of days that Sentinels, they're making this move now for Marvd. They do seem to be taking it very seriously this year in terms of trying to win championships and become the best team in the world. Last year, it was a bit of a different story. They had the Shroud thing, they had the content thing, like, you know, it was a bit of a questionable year for them. And that's what Ardis actually mentions here. He says, look, Sentinels, now they want to be the best team, but last year they made some big mistakes, especially signing Kanpeki for Zoms. That was never a move that was going to work out, because realistically, signing a player like that with not as much experience is never going to get you over the line at a big tournament.
Like, I don't like, and then they got Kanpeki in as well, bro. They got Kanpeki in, which is like, I'm not going to flame, but like, that to me makes no sense. Like, that to me makes no sense. And like that isn't flame to camp. It's a little bit flame, but don't take it don't take it the wrong way. Don't take it the wrong way. It's not flame. It's if you want to be the best team, if you want to build a championship team, bro. Taking a gamble on Kanpeki is not the play. That is like, bro, you just don't do that, no? Kanpeki, no, I'm not saying Kanpeki's bad. I'm saying if you want to win a championship, bro, you do not sign a new uppercomer that like is like, it's like imagine NRG right now. Imagine NRG, they need to replace Ye. The Ye's gone. And they pick up LFT Oxy. Like, Oxy's still a good player, bro. But you cannot expect to win with Oxy in the team, do you understand? There's like, and that's no flame to Oxy. That's like, what else is there, bro? Like you understand what I'm trying to say, bro? Shaz is here. Shaz understands what I'm saying, most likely. Like, I'm not flaming. Oxy's a good player, bro. Oxy's a great player. But you don't bring Oxy in to build a, like, Oxy needs to learn the fundamentals, or like the team before he joins like a good team. Like, how are you guys not seeing this? Zekken. Like, yeah, Zekken's been to lands. Oxy's not been to lands. It's like, you don't know what you're gonna get with Oxy on land. You know what you're getting with G2 is a bad team. When did I say G2 is a bad team? Are you guys brain dead or what? Nah, you guys are actually brain dead. Like, I've got to be honest. Like,
So I think in fairness, Artist probably has a point on that subject, right? I thought it was pretty funny what he said towards the end, that the chat took what he was saying to mean that G2 are bad. Not necessarily, but, you know, picking up a player like Kanpeki was never realistically going to deliver them the results they might have been looking for. But this year, Sentinels have their heads screwed on, I think, in terms of trying to win something as a team. And this Marv pickup maybe will take them one further step in the right direction. Also wanted to mention quickly before we close out here for V1, Effie's, of course, the head coach for version 1. That no longer have a regular team. They have a Game Changers team at the moment, and they played this Astral Clash tournament last night. They ended up taking down the championship in. This was out in Las Vegas, I believe. And yeah, they won 5k for first place. They actually lost a best of 1 in their group to this Newt team, actually, which was kind of surprising. But they made the playoffs anyway. The semis, they won last night 2-0, and they took down Complexity in the grand final. So congratulations to them for, in fairness, an expected victory. They should be the best Game Changers team, with some other Game Changers teams leaving. And this is the roster, of course, of Mel, Sarah Cat, Fluorescent Alexis, and Noya with Coach Effie's, but unfortunately wasn't able to attend that event in person. And just to close out with some interesting stats here from Willminder, regional results from the lock-in tournament. This is comparing the different regions together. And in fairness, America's had such a good start, and then it obviously fell off a little bit. But in terms of results, it wasn't looking too bad for the Americas. The best region is still probably EMEA, especially given they did win the entire tournament, and Na'Vi came, I guess, third right after losing to Fnatic. But they were 11-8 this tournament, 6-6 versus the Americas teams. Of course, you know, Loud made a good run there, so they kind of helped the Americas in that regard. And Pacific went 4-2 in favor of the EMEA guys. And then the Americas was 12-9, 6-6 against the EMEA, 5-3 against the Pacific region, and then Pacific 5-9, 2-4, 3-5 respectively. So just some early indication of how the relative strength of regions is matching up. And on paper, the EMEA and Americas region are actually not too dissimilar. But very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.